What if your biggest ambition is actually your biggest problem? I know that sounds crazy, right? We've all been taught to dream big, reach for the stars, and go big or go home. And listen, I'm not against ambition. Ambition has pushed me forward plenty of times in my life. But here's the uncomfortable truth that I've learned along the way. Sometimes those big, shiny goals that we all chase, they're the very things that are keeping us stuck. And today we're going to fix that. So let's get into it.
You're listening to the Health, Tech, and Wellness Podcast, where we cut through the noise and get straight to what really works for real people. This is more than just losing weight. It's about gaining life and doing the things you never thought you could do, building lasting confidence, and creating a body and mind you truly love. I'm your host, John Adams. I've spent years refining a transformative, sustainable plan that's realistic, balanced, and proven to work. And I'm on a mission to share the strategy that changed my life and help others build the life they truly deserve.
Welcome to episode 31 of the Health, Tech, and Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, John Adams. And today we're breaking down why ambition might actually be what's sabotaging your personal growth and how process goals can actually flip that script. Think about it like this. Imagine you're planning to climb Mount Everest, but you've never climbed before. You're standing at the bottom, staring up at the mountaintop. The climb looks impossible. Your brain just freezes and you burn out before you even pick up your supplies. And eventually, you just stop. You decide it's not worth it. But here's the thing. Climbers don't scale Everest all in one shot. They set up base camps. They aim for checkpoints, not the peak all at once. Because if you only measure success by standing on the summit, the climb is always going to feel impossible. But if you say this, okay, today I just need to make it to that flat ridge right over there, suddenly the goal feels so much more possible. And once you get there, you can rest, recover, celebrate making it to that checkpoint. And then, once you're rested up, move on to the next base camp. That's exactly what process goals are. They're just base camps on the way to the summit. Without them, you stare at the mountain and quit. With them, you keep climbing. One step, one checkpoint, one win at a time. Let me ask you this. What's your Everest right now? Is it your health, your career, your finances, your relationship? Think about it for a second. Because if all you're doing is staring at the mountaintop, no wonder you feel stuck. And this isn't just you. Just look around. Everywhere you look, the grind is being glamorized. Startup gurus, they're all shouting that if you're not pulling six figures by year's end, you're failing. Influencers, they're flooding your feed with hustle reels, making burnout look like success. And deep down, many of us start to believe that we're only valuable if we're always chasing more. And here's the twist. That endless pursuit of more might actually be slowing you down more than it's ever helping you. Even global giants like Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they all started in a garage, not skyscrapers. The foundations and processes all came first. Here's a quick stat for you. Over 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Why do you think that is? Because they're outcome goals with no process attached. People want to lose 30 pounds or make 100K this year, but without daily actions, the goal collapses under their own weight. Let me get personal here. Years ago, before I ever thought of even building Living 95, I set those big classic goals. Lose 50 pounds. On paper, it looked inspiring. It gave me something to chase. But here's what happened. Every week when I stepped on the scale, if it didn't move the way I wanted it to, I felt like a failure. Even when I lost 3 pounds, I didn't celebrate it. I thought, yeah, but that's not 10, 20, or even the 50 that I'm chasing. And that mindset didn't just stall me. It backfired. I climbed to my top weight of 311 pounds. Along with that came diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, hypertension, the works. Do you see the problem there? I had no base camps on the climb, just one summit high in the clouds. And because I wasn't there yet, every step felt meaningless. Instead of building momentum, I was tearing myself down. It was like making it 200 feet up the mountain and sliding and falling all the way down. But instead of just falling, you're breaking bones with every tumble. That's what I call ambition illusion. The finish line that's so far away, it doesn't move you today. It looks like motivation, but it's actually paralyzing you. Here's how that illusion usually pays off. First, overwhelm sets in. The task is so big that you don't even start. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or maybe that dreaded Monday. Second, tunnel vision takes over. You're so locked on the outcome that you miss the smaller steps that actually matter. Third, perfectionism sneaks in. You never launch, so you never finish because nothing you do feels good enough compared to the fantasy that's already built up in your head that you've made way bigger than it is. That's what I mean by silent sabotage. The goal that's supposed to fuel you ends up draining you, keeping you stuck, or worse, further behind than when you ever even started. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Have you been stuck in one of these three recently? If so, here's the good news. Every one of those traps can be avoided with process goals. And here's the power of process goals. Are you overwhelmed? Focus on today's step, not tomorrow, just today's. Tunnel vision. Zoom out and celebrate the checkpoint that you're on today, not just the summits. Perfectionism. Forget perfect. Progress and consistency always win. Now, here's what I really want you to take away from today. Ambition isn't the enemy. Dreaming big isn't the problem. The problem is when you dream big, but you skip those process goals that you need to get there, that's what's keeping you stuck and unable to take the very next step. So instead of outcome goals, like lose 20 pounds or run a marathon or make six figures, you need process goals. Process goals are what you can control today, right here, right now. Instead of lose 20 pounds, say I'll walk for 20 minutes today. Instead of I'm going to drink a gallon of water a day for the rest of my life, say I'll add one extra glass of water to my very next meal. Instead of grow my business into a Fortune 500 company, say I'll dedicate 1 hour a day to growing, learning, networking, or just building my own skills. See how the pressure shifts? One puts success far away. The other puts success in your hand every single day. And here's the magic part. Process goals give you daily wins. You don't have to wait 6 months to feel accomplished. You can feel it today and tomorrow and the next day. And if you remember when I talk about dopamine, that feel-good chemical that your brain produces when it's happy, this is how you hack it, by stacking small wins. You literally give your brain a daily reward. And here's the real cool part. Those little dopamine hits, they don't just make you feel good in the moment. They stack over time. Those daily wins, they all add up, just like compounding interest in your bank account. Small, consistent deposits that don't look like much in the moment, but they grow into something life-changing. And here's the paradox. When you stop obsessing over the giant outcome, you actually move further faster because you're not dragging the weight of disappointment. You're not burning out. You're stacking small, consistent wins. And that's what really compounds into transformation. So here's my challenge for you today. Think of one big goal that's been stressing you out lately. The one that's hanging over you like a cloud. You got it? Now strip it down. What's one process that you can commit to today that moves you forward to that goal? Just one. If you're listening in a car, say it out loud. If you're at home, write it down. If you're on a walk, open your phone's notes and put it in there. Because success isn't built at the finish line. It's built in the steps that you take to get there. And if you stack enough of those steps, one day you're going to look back and you're going to realize not only did you reach that big, massive goal, but you did it without destroying yourself in the process. Thank you for hanging out again today. And as always, stay healthy, stay balanced, and keep driving forward. I'll see you next time.